Hello everyone, Rin here, or Alias, and with the year coming to an end, I thought we could have a drama rewind of all the things that happened in 2023. A Hatrospective, per se. The first drama of the year was OTK Mischief. It technically started at the end of 2022, but carried over to 2023. This all started when the streamer Slicker gambled away money, and he asked for money from fans who, were not as well off as he was. Then he also asked for money from fellow streamers, and that caused them to have a breakdown, and that caused the whole Twitch ban gambling conversation to start. Then Mischief got into a spat with another streamer, Trainwrecks, because Trainwrecks is a gambling streamer. So they got into a spat on Twitter, and that's when Trainwrecks revealed that he sent two people to blackmail someone else to cover up a sexual assault. This started a big part of the controversy. The person who was accused of sexual assaulting someone was known as Crazy Slick, not Slicker. They're two separate people, and that caused some confusion, because he allegedly inappropriately touched a female streamer when she was drunk. And then Mischief sent Maya and Mitch to downplay the situation to the girl, so she wouldn't, make a big deal out of it. This caused him to get kicked out of OTK. But he seems to be doing fine these days. The girl even got a standing ovation at the Streamer Awards, where everybody clapped for her. So it seems to be resolved to a degree. Logan Paul crypto-sue. Now this is one that started this year, not last year. So YouTuber CoffeeZilla was investigating an NFT project by Logan Paul, and he released various documentaries about it. The project was called crypto-sue. It was an NFT project where you get two animal images and they fuse together, and that's your NFT. These animals will be put on the blockchain and then you can sell it for profit. And like many NFTs before it, it was a scam. The amount of money that was allegedly stolen is around $1 million that were stolen from Logan Paul fans and crypto bros. Logan Paul then decided to threaten to sue CoffeeZilla for defamation, and he gave some explanation as to why crypto-sue failed, which in my opinion, the explanations were not too good. He just said, I hired bad people, but you still hired them. You should have ran a background process. This led to a massive backlash to Logan Paul, and to this day he refuses to talk publicly about it too much, and he still hasn't paid back the victims, even though $1 million to him is probably nothing. Atrioc, a streamer of the offline TV and OTK community, the LA streamer scene, revealed that he had made AI deepfake porn videos of his fellow streamers. This caused him to be outed by, all of his friend groups, and he's still active to this day. I don't know if he's streaming much, but at least his Twitter is still posting regularly. Dream and Quackity. Minecraft creator Quackity created a multilingual Minecraft server. Soon afterwards, Dream announced his multilingual Minecraft server. This caused a spat, and this is where Dream posted like the 500 word tweets, and it's what started the meme of, Dream sending a novel every time he gets into drama. It was mostly an ego trip from Dream, but it all got resolved eventually. Business Casual and Magnates Media. Business Casual tried to take down one of his competitors on YouTube, known as Magnates Media, claiming that Magnates Media used part of Business Casual's video on his documentary about Andrew Carnegie, if I recall correctly. This led to Business Casual being ran out of the internet because he had no legs to stand on. He did this to get rid of his competition. And Magnates Media, as a result, grew in popularity, and he's doing fine on YouTube. FaZe Bluefy. Now this is, in my opinion, the wrong person at the wrong place. Grace Van Diem, which she's an actress on Stranger Things, never seen the show, that's what shows up when I Google her, was signed into FaZe Clan. Now she was like established streamer, but she's a famous actress, she has the means to do that. Now, this caused a massive ripple between the Corpo FaZe and the old FaZe members. She was the straw that broke the camel's back. FaZe has been revealed to be ran by suits who are out of touch, like when they sign Snoop Dogg and celebrities, even though they don't really promote FaZe Clan. And Grace was seen as, you know, the last straw. Like they signed this random girl who's not really an online person when they could assign an online personality girl into FaZe. But their fears may not have been unwarranted, because even though she's signed to FaZe, I don't know if her contract ended. If it did, then it makes sense. Even though she signed to FaZe, she hasn't posted anything FaZe related recently on her Twitter, which, you know, it's what they were being called out about. Illuminati. Blair, the voice behind Illuminati, called out Legal Eagle for copying one of her editing tricks in one of his videos. This then spiraled into former employees and former friends, how manipulative and horrible Blair actually is. She was proved to lie and take advantage of people just to advance her own career. There are four main people who started this. It is Wonderstruck, The Click, One Topic, and Oz Media. They showed texts and receipts of proof on just how they were treated and how far her manipulation goes. If you want to go more in depth on it, I recommend watching the Turkey Tom video on Illuminati. He is really thorough on the research. If you feel like the video is too long, you can watch Jimmy Robbins' video on it. It's still thorough, but it's, you know, more less long. This led to her channel dropping views drastically, like a 90% drop off. Then the sponsors would also drop her. There's a screenshot that I saw that I'll try to find, where they were talking how HelloFresh was sponsoring Illuminati, and they said, oh, we're gonna look into it and we're no longer gonna work with Blair. And you think with all this backlash and all this evidence, she would apologize. But she more than once doubled down. She like 11th down by now, of telling her own way of the story, even though it's provably false. And to this day, she still tries to convince her Discord server people, which are her most loyal fans, how everybody else is wrong, with evidence stacked against her, and how one day she'll prove everybody wrong. Poetic, how a channel dedicated about corrupt and evil corporations turned out to be an evil corpo herself. Some good news. The four guys seem to be doing relatively well. Oz, which was, I think, the one in the most dire situation, because he could have lost his house because Blair signed something where he owed her money, and if he didn't pay her, she could sell his house. He did a stream a couple of nights ago where his goal was to stream 24/7 and to raise around $15,000 so he wouldn't be homeless. And he ended up raising $30,000. So he's doing well now, luckily. This drama seems to be going in a happy ending route. iDubbbz vs Froggy Fresh. Creator Clash was a massive success, the first one. So iDubbbz naturally wanted to make a sequel. He had a lineup, but to be fair, it wasn't too much hype around it because of the talent. Like yeah, of course, the YouTubers there were cool. But, you know, the first Creator Clash had James from The Odd Ones Out and Super Mega and the guy from Epic Mealtime. Those are legends. The second lineup had more, had lesser known people in it. I don't want to sound rude, but, you know, those are facts. And then, nobody really heard about it. They didn't really do a good job promoting it as they did on the first one, until the Froggy Fresh drama started. This drama is where probably a lot of people start hearing about Creator Clash 2. Now, a bit of background. iDubbbz doesn't like Sam Hyde. He made a documentary about Sam Hyde, and Sam Hyde played up this character of like how he expected Ian to see him. iDubbbz did not really see the fun in being trolled, and he has disliked Sam Hyde ever since. Froggy Fresh was posting videos with Sam Hyde and training with Sam Hyde leading up to the fight. This led to iDubbbz removing Froggy Fresh from the fight because he posted videos with Sam Hyde, and that's what started the whole controversy. Now, this is more conspiratorial. It is alleged that Anissa and Anissa's mom had a big hand on this. Froggy Fresh was beefing with Anissa's mom on Twitter, and Anissa didn't really like that. and it is speculated that because of Anissa's mom, Froggy Fresh got removed. And iDubbbz lost some reputation after this. A couple months later, after Creator Clash 2 happened, it was revealed that he didn't make money. The event lost money. He didn't sell enough tickets. It was a failure, which is especially bad considering it's a charity event. So, no money raised for charity, sadly. Ian did try to make up for it later on streams, so at least there's that. The Colleen Ballinger toxic gossip train. This will go down in infamy as probably the worst apology ever on YouTube. But it seems like every year there's the worst apology ever on YouTube. So we'll see. The story when a YouTuber known as Adam McIntyre, I hope I pronounced it right, made a video exposing Colleen Ballinger acting weird and creepy around her fans, which her fans are minors. And he also explained how he specifically was put in uncomfortable situations by Colleen herself. You can watch this video for more details on that. This led to another girl telling her experience how she was made uncomfortable by Colleen Ballinger when she went up on stage in one of her shows. A group chat was also leaked where she would trauma dump onto her fans. This group chat was her fans, and she would just, be sad posting there. And after all this, she did the toxic gossip train against all of her team's wishes. She said, "Oh, my team said I couldn't apologize, but they never said I couldn't sing." And that just made the whole thing worse. She now has since released a normal apology, no ukulele, and she seems to be doing normal content again. Super mega allegations. This all started when Lex Updog wanted to tell her story about how she was sexually assaulted by a Super Mega employee called Dawn DRRR, but it got co-opted by disgruntled ex-employees in a plan to take down Super Mega. These three co-opters was Leighton Stoller, Ethan is online or Pethan, and Nick is not green. Leighton had an axe to grind against Super Mega, so he convinced Lex to go forward with her story. Nothing wrong with that. And I don't know what happened from this point on. It kind of muddies the water a little bit. Because I read somewhere that Ethan is online wrote part of Lex's video, which should have just been her talking about how Matt and Ryan, the Super Mega guys, were slow to react to her sexual assault story. But in the video, she brought up Matt and Ryan's friend who passed away via suicide. And the reason she brought this up was to show how heartless they were, because she said, they were making jokes about his death and stuff like that. It was a character assassination attempt. This should have never been brought up, and was only brought up for malice reasons. Leighton would make a stream about how Super Mega would make homophobic jokes and gay remarks to him, and how he wasn't okay with it. But it was later disproved that he was okay with the jokes, even joining in on them. He only acted offended when he wanted to cancel Super Mega. And Nick is not green, being the biggest out of all of them, made a video called Super Mega is full of horrible people, which he retold Leighton's story with the same points of bringing up the suicide and the homophobic remarks. Ethan is online then hosted a stream called the Super Mega is Over Party, where they would smoke pot and watch their subscriber count go down. It is also worth mentioning that Morgpie was brought into this, was convinced to tell her story about how I think Ryan used her for sex, and she even brought up Ryan's then private girlfriend into the public eye, which, it's kind of doxy, but I don't know if it really counts as doxing. I don't know if it counts as doxing, but it's definitely harassment. Now, the three main people, they thought they gotten away with it, Their subscriber count was going down, the whole Reddit was turned against them, everything was peachy. But Matt and Ryan came out with fantastic responses to everything that they were accused of. Matt and it turned the tide completely into the Super Megas Over people. They showed receipts and showed how Lex constantly contradicted herself on what she wanted to do. It was like she was expecting them to read her mind and not hear what she says. They show that Leighton was in on the jokes, even showing up, you know, his genitals in one of their streams. Now, they did admit a fault on the only thing that should have been mentioned, how they were slow to remove Dawn from Super Mega. Now, the 3 Super Mega antagonists have massive amounts of egg on their face because they were just proven liars and wrong by the very people they accused. They did what malicious people do. They turned on each other. They immediately threw Leighton under the bus. He was the fall guy. Everything was Leighton's plan. He was the mastermind, is what they said. Ethan is online, made his Twitter private, and left the internet. Hence becoming Ethan is offline. Haha. He has since made a comeback. So now he went from Ethan is offline to Ethan being back online. Lex keeps saying that she's working on a video that's gonna address everything, and Nick is not green is trying to claw his way out by any means necessary. But he's hated by everyone at this moment. He has done like 3 different videos trying to apologize and make amends and show how his friends were horrible people. But nothing seems to be working out for him. And Morkpie, she's mostly unscathed. Because, granted, she did join in on the dog pile, but she was a minor footnote compared to everybody else. The bad thing she did was bring Ryan's girlfriend to the public eye. That was an extremely shitty thing to do. If you want a whole overview of this case, I again recommend the Turkey Tom video. But if you want to go more in depth on each step of the way, Gokanaru has made incredible videos about this whole situation. He's more detailed than Turkey Tom, in my opinion. But of course, he has posted like 10 videos, so it's only natural. XQC content theft. React videos having long been controversial. It's usually a cycle of when they're tolerated to when they're hated. They're tolerated, they're hated. And the cycle has been going on since YouTube was a thing. And the hatred cycle started this time with XQC. He reacted to a video by this documentarian known as Lemino. Fantastic videos, by the way. The video in question was the assassination of JFK. Now, Lemino's video was around 1 hour and 38 minutes, which, you know, it's a good chunk of video, with custom animations, deep narration, and thorough research. XQC's reaction that was uploaded to YouTube was 1 hour and 58 minutes. Now, it doesn't correlate for a 1 hour and 38 minute video to only have a reaction worth 20 minutes. That is content theft, plain and simple. There were parts of his video that show him standing up and walking away while the video was playing on the background, so his Twitch chat would not go away. He was very blatant about his content stealing. This led XQC to go from mostly tolerated by the online people to hated. Now, he's kind of been isolated from a good chunk of the community, simply because, you know, if you associate with someone who steals content, it's kind of a bad look. And Lemino did respond later on a 5 million subscriber special that he did, that he does not like people reacting to his content. And as of XQC, he's doing fine. He just got a $100 million contract from Kick. It seems that he's too big to fail. There's nothing that will bring him down. So, of course, he was just gonna chug along. The Linus Tech Tip drama. The LTT channel is, in my opinion, one of the best tech informative channels. But it was proven that they were sloppy at times. This was proven by another tech adjacent channel called Gamers Nexus. They show example how the testing for a product was not thorough enough for it to warrant the results they were having. And they show examples of one specific GPU block was not tested correctly because it wasn't used on the correct GPU, and the LTT channel did not care apparently. They also show how if they get something wrong, they don't reshoot the video. They just pin a comment or alter it in the description, which doesn't do anything. 90% of people don't watch the description or the comments. So they just take what's on the video at face value. If you get something wrong, you should put it on the video, especially when it's a tech review. People are looking at you to see what to buy. Now, Linus had a whole complaint on the LTT forums And this led to an apology video explaining how the whole company is gonna be revamped on the way that they run things. And now it seems like they got their audience trust back. I still recommend their merch though. The LTT screwdriver is the best screwdriver I've seen. I'm not sponsored, although I wish I was. I wouldn't mind testing this stubby screwdriver. Dylan Dennis versus Logan Paul. Now this drama took fucking forever to finish. It spanned the whole summer and some of the autumn. At first, it was normal boxing banter, but then Dylan Dennis kept posting Logan Paul's fiance or wife, I don't know if they're married, with other Hollywood celebrities. Now, this would be scummy, you know? But he was doing this to Logan Paul. The only person you can be scummy to without repercussion is Logan Paul. Dylan Dennis is a massive scumbag, but because he was against Logan Paul, no one saw that. Now, he made fun of his wife so much that she actually sued him into, stop harassing her. This all crescendoed into the ring where Dylan Dennis got absolutely beaten up. It was bad. He was a sandbag. Man could not touch Logan Paul after he trash talked him for 4 to 5 months. Needless to say, Dylan Dennis is now seen as, the bigger loser, and Logan Paul is still seen as the douchebag. We did get some funny moments, like Dylan Dennis showing up with the alien hat from the infamous Forest video, and him mentioning CryptoSue, and Logan Paul saying he's working on it. So Dylan Dennis is at least good at shit talking. Yandere Dev talking to minors. Yandere Dev is one of the older lol cows of the internet. He's been developing his game Yandere Simulator for around 10 years now. He has a small cult following, and the reason he hasn't finished the game is mostly his ego. He thinks all criticism is bad, even though it's a valid way to criticize, and people constantly see his spaghetti code and try to tell him how to fix it, but this leads to them being banned or him, not acknowledging it. Now, he was also seen as kind of creepy, he's making a game about killing high schoolers where you take panty shots to gain perks. But, if you're in the anime community, that's kind of like the weird part of anime that we don't talk too much about that. So, it's still creepy to do it though. But that was where it's at. We all knew he was a creepy dude working on a game everybody wanted to play. Now it turned out this year that he was talking to minors. And this led to a funny screenshot where he's like saying, "You emotionally manipulate me. I'm 17. You're the worst person. You're 35." Which was one of the funniest screenshots I've seen on Twitter. Now he lost all of his support from his inner circle, including the lead voice actress. And he's still developing Yandere Sim to this day, although with even less support than he already had. But hey, at least he's in therapy, according to his latest blog post. SS Sniper Wolf versus Jax Films. It was probably the biggest one of recent. Sniper Wolf is a content freebooter. She just steals content from smaller content creators that can't really do too much to her. She steals jokes and she removes credits from the creators on her videos. Jax Films did not like this, so he started a parody channel called GG Jax Films. It started off as him reacting to Sniper Wolf's content, how she would react to the videos, but he quickly grew tired of it. He then abandoned the channel until she criticized him on Twitter, and that's what led to him revamping the channel, where he would criticize her videos and he would play bingo with his viewers because she was so predictable on her reactions. She reacts the same way every time. And now he also convinced small content creators to copyright claim Sniper Wolf's videos so the videos would get shorter. You would see like some videos lose a couple of seconds of runtime. Now, since this was affecting Sniper Wolf's pocket, she started going on the offensive. Now, who knows? Maybe it was the stress from the divorce that she had with her husband fighting over the Sniper Wolf channel. But she made a poll on her Instagram saying, "Should I show up to Jax Films' house? He's nearby." Then he posted a picture of Jax Films' house, effectively doxing him. This, of course, is a crime. This caused the whole internet to turn against her. But she is the Pokimane of YouTube, the golden girl who can do no wrong under the big corpo's eyes. So YouTube was forced to act on public demand to punish Sniper Wolf, because everybody knew YouTube would not have done anything if there wasn't this amount of push. So they just demonetized her, whereas any other person would probably been banned. And as of the writing of as of the recording of this video, I went to check if she was still demonetized on my phone, where I don't have premium. So I clicked on her video and I didn't get any ads. She was also forced to apologize to Jack, and she seems to have slowed down her uploads. Again, this may be because of the court case with the divorce, where she was proven to be a phony from the start, so who knows. But on her other social medias, her Twitter is now private, and her Instagram has limited comments, and she hasn't uploaded anything in like a month. She also lost some sponsorships, and Jack seems to be doing okay. He even rebranded the GG Jack's Films video into a more positive thing, where he uplifts small creators and gives criticisms on how to improve. The Completionist charity. The Completionist is an old YouTuber from the normal Boots times, with Pro Jared, Peanut Butter Gamer, and JonTron. He runs a charity for dementia known as the Open Hand Foundation. Every year he makes a massive event called Indieland, where people donate to the foundation. And the event also works as showing indie games made by like a small studio or maybe one guy. So you know, small devs get exposure and dementia patients get money. It's a win-win. They raise around 100k for the event. The only problem is that the money they've been raising over like 9 years has just been sitting on a bank account. Mudahar from Some Ordinary Gamers discovered this. Now, it may not sound too bad since the money was not spent, but the problem is the money wasn't helping anyone. It was just sitting there. It wasn't going for research, it wasn't going for, you know, maybe meds for dementia. It was just sitting there, losing value due to inflation. And it seems to be more of a gross negligence than actual malice situation here. But the situation is still quite on its infancy, so who knows how this will turn out. Dream and Nick can too. Dream attracts haters and drama like nothing. Like it's his job. It is goddamn impressive. This drama started when Nick and 2, the voice of Gumball, reacted to a fake Dream account, telling the Dream account that he's a kid toucher. The real Dream then got involved, showing a video of Nick and 2 being an absolute garbage human being. The infamous "that's what the mask is" that video. Now, even though Nick was 100% in the wrong here, nothing was on Dream's part. People still sided on Nick, simply because he was against Dream, which is wild. Dream has anti-charisma. He could be 100% in the right. People will still shit on him. It is wild. It is so wild to me that he can do that. Now, Dream says he'll make a video addressing the whole situation, but he keeps getting into Twitter spats where he's sending novels to random Twitter users. But it seems like he has slowed down and is trying to actually make the vid now. Now, there is some like girlfriend stuff going on around this, but it's too muddy to be verified, so I'm not gonna mention it. Pokimane cookies. Now, Pokimane is in a drama at least once per year. It's like on her contract. Now, there's nothing wrong with overpriced merch. If you can make that money, you can do whatever you want with it. This drama simply started when people were complaining about the price, and she called a random audience member a broke boy. And then, all hell came loose. People were bringing up past mistakes she did, they were harassing her, full-on anti-Poke stuff. And now, she seems to be doing fine. She's Pokimane, the golden girl of Twitch. So nothing will probably happen. And of course, this drama was mostly a nothing burger, honestly. Honestly, it wasn't that big of a deal. The only bad thing would probably be the sale of the cookies. No one wants to buy the cookies from a creator that calls them, you know, broke. And if you get caught eating them, he'll be called a Poke Simp. I've seen that on Twitter. It's hilarious. So, maybe they should do a relaunch, you know? Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. I'll definitely see you next year in this around the same time, cause YouTube and drama go hand in hand. Now, I bought this avatar, the Snow Falconeer VKT Winter 2022, but I screwed up the shading. I would like to show you the shading now. See? The shading is no good. So hopefully I can fix it next time. Well, this has been all. This has been Ren, or Alias. Bye bye.